Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and we are back, and we've got a big mover coming in tomorrow for earnings, and that is Zoom, the video conferencing software. As you can see, over the past 3 months, we've seen nearly a 100% return on investment for Zoom. This is because as people have been going home to work from the coronavirus perspective, we have seen an unprecedented amount of people going into remote work. So the big question to ask is, what are we looking for earnings tomorrow? I want to highlight that out of that 100% return on investment, we saw a 14%, closer to 15% return today, with some of that coming after hours. So what does that mean for earnings tomorrow? Those are going to be tomorrow after hours. We're expecting to see a 9-cent EPS rating, and all of that information is going to be down here. So mixed reviews going into earnings so far, but you can see that they're announcing tomorrow after hours, and there's our estimate, 9 cents per share. So what are we looking at? Is there a play to be made here? And if not here, then what are some of the companion plays? So as we can see over the course of the past week, we've seen a lot of volatility, a lot of movement in particular coming into this week. So what does that look like for today? What are some of the moves that we can make? Before we look at that, I do want to highlight just some of that volatility over the past 3 months. The two downswings have come amid concerns over security. So one of the key things that we're looking for tomorrow is what has been done to patch up security for these institutions and for the users on the platform. Again, we are at an all-time high, and what I want to highlight here is we're doing this at the same time that a lot of people are expecting to go back to work, back into offices, back into the office environment. So we're looking at the long-term potential here as well. When we look at these options just for this week and going out even a little bit farther, look at the premiums on these things. We are expecting a huge move associated with these stocks. So if that's the case, then where do we expect these to go? What's some of the moves? A lot of this volatility is going to be crushed tomorrow, depending on whether or not they actually make this move. So for this break-even price right here, this is not including the after-hours moves. We're expecting an 8, so what will be 9% movement after hours tomorrow during extended trading. I do want to highlight that on Robinhood during earnings calls, so after 4 p.m., you will not be able to buy and sell these options trades. So it's important to pay attention to that, because look at the volatility associated with this. We're expecting huge moves upwards on the bullish side. However, on the put side, even higher expectation that we're going to go down, looking at this 205, which is right at the mark. So I understand it's not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but it is important to note that we do have a big move in the stakes here. So that is what's being priced in. So if you don't think that the price is going to move and you're looking at iron condor potential, I don't know if that's the safe option right now. Maybe do that going into earnings, just because look at the move that we saw today. So if we anticipate that the stock is going to rocket upwards more in anticipation of earnings, then it's important to note that there is expected a lot of volatility here. One of the things that I would highlight is, with all of these headwinds that are going to start coming for Zoom, the important things that we need to look at tomorrow is going to be the user count and the increase that we saw there. Can they manage data security, as well as are they generating a profit due to all of the increase in users? The reason I ask that is because if you double your users but you don't bring in any more money, are you going to be able to transform those new users into long-term users, and are you going to be able to keep their money? So those are the things to look at for Zoom. One of the companion plays that I think we can do instead is the two that I really like are going to be Facebook. And the reason that I'm going to highlight them is because they have rolled out a platform to which they can talk on their workplace platform. The reason I highlight that they may not be the best play is they are also at their highs. Look at how you can see this here. They were all the way up to 234. They're back down to about 232, but still very high. They did see some of that increase today. Very expensive as well in terms of some of these premiums. But just look at the difference between these compared to Zoom. So the other one that I want to highlight that I really like is the Microsoft Teams play. So Microsoft, we're not seeing as big swings over the course of the past 3 months, but still up overall. but this could be a companion play to Zoom. If we have the Zoom officials come out and say we've had a huge increase, the logical explanation would be that Microsoft Teams has also seen a big increase. So they are actually down today, but just by a little bit. And we've also seen some momentum here, and we are actually off the highs here, but not by much. So I think some of the cheaper plays that you could make here is that 185 for $114. Let's see where the premiums are tomorrow. But I do think that there's a big potential here to be looking at some of these companion plays just because there's a little bit less of that volatility associated with it. But Zoom, there's a lot of people who think that the stock is going to go up and they want to be seeing that. I mean, just look at today. That is a huge upswing, and I'm anticipating that we're not going to finish with volatility there. So we've got a lot of moves coming in, a lot of plays to make. Check it out. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on Zoom are, and if you found this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks everyone. Talk to you later.